Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I want to talk about a build that I've become obsessed with in Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. It got me to actually use the DLC weapons, which is something I wanted to do, and also got me away from my emotional support Dark Moon Greatsword. I'm talking about Rellana's Twin Blades. This weapon is crazy good, and it's so easy to get because all you need to do is trade in Rellana's Remembrance. Now, easy could be subjective because you also have to beat Rellana, which some people are having trouble with, but if you can beat her, it's easy to get. Now, what I like about this build is it's simple, but it has so much room for growth. For example, you scale off of 4 stats, technically. Your physical attacks come from mainly strength and a little dexterity. Meanwhile, the weapon arts comes from your faith and your intelligence. Now, on one hand, that's not great because it's 4 stats you have to keep up with. But on the other hand, it means you're going to have plenty of stats to keep putting points into as you level up. Let's take a look at the stat breakdown for level 150. This is for a balanced build, meaning you're going to use both the weapon arts and the physical attacking. I'm saying 58 vigor here. I'd like it to be 60, but I needed those extra points elsewhere. The enemies in Shadow of the Erdtree are just punishing, and you need that health, so 58 vigor is about as low as I'd let it go. For mine, I'm saying 30. Both your buffs and your weapon arts are going to use FP, so you want a pretty good pool of it. 30 is, I think, fine. 25 endurance, honestly, maybe should be a little higher. I think 25 is enough for most cases. It might put you in a rough spot with a boss or two, but I think 25 endurance is enough to offset some of the other stats we're putting points into. 25 is there. And of course, you know, as you level up, you can distribute this how you like. You might like more stamina, and you can go even higher. 34 strength, I put that as the highest scaling stat for 2 reasons. 1, it does seem to give you a little more damage off your physical attacks than dexterity does. And 2, strength is more closely tied to your physical damage negation, and we need all of that we can get in Shadow of the Erdtree. For dexterity, I went 30. Again, it scales the physical, but not as much as strength does, so we have that at 30. Intelligence, 20. Intelligence really only affects the beam effect of the weapon art. So if you find that you're using that more, you can maybe tweak that. I'll get to a little bit of that later. 25 faith. Faith increases the fire damage that we're doing, and it also allows us to use the buffs we need. In Arcane, it doesn't matter at all. Obviously, as you level up, you can put points where you want to, and you're only going to see this weapon continue to be more useful as you level this. So it's definitely a solid choice to get in there early with it and start playing around. If you find you want to focus on the weapon arts a little bit more, maybe give yourself a little bit of a ranged attacker, obviously put less stats into strength and dexterity and a little more into intelligence and faith. Also, if you decide you want to turn this build into kind of a half spellcaster build where you want to do some spellcasting and incantation, you can do that too. Again, just put a little bit more into faith and intelligence and a little less into strength and dexterity. And likewise, if you don't have any interest in using those weapon arts, you just want to get in there and do some physical attacking, you can always pull back on intelligence a little bit and then focus on dexterity and strength as you level up. That's why I like this build so much. You can really go in so many directions depending on how you play. For armor, you can really do anything as long as you have 51 poise and can medium roll. For spells and incantations, obviously we're going to want Golden Vow and you're going to want Flame, Grant Me Strength. These are no-brainers. These are just going to boost you up before you go into battles. These are really the only 2 I've been using. As far as talismans go, you have the obvious. You're going to want your Dragon Crest Great Shield. Again, things just do so much damage in Shadow of the Erdtree. You need that extra physical negation. A new one from the DLC is Rellana's Cameo. That means that when you hold your stance before you attack, you get an extra 20% in damage. That's huge. Especially if you're going to be using those weapon arts. Absolutely, you're going to want that on there. The Shard of Alexander is another no-brainer. It's going to boost that weapon art. You could also do the Rotten Wing Sword. You're going to be doing a lot of quick attacking in this one. And another talisman from this DLC, the 2-headed turtle talisman. That's going to increase your stamina recovery by a ton, which is great because whether you're physically attacking or doing the arts, you're still going to be using that stamina. Very important to have that and really easy to find in the DLC. And that's really it. Let me know if you tried this build out. Let me know if it worked for you. Let me know if you found something that works better and could improve it. I'm happy to learn. I just wanted to highlight something. I've been trying something that's been working for me and something that actually got me using the DLC weapons. I'll check back in if I have any other builds, and until then, we'll see you in the next one.